Welcome to Live Daf, your online Daf Yomi Shir.
Shalom Aleichem and welcome back to today's Daf Hayomi, SOTAH, Memtes, the last and final Daf of our Masechta. We are holding on Memches Amud Beis 4 from the bottom. Upasku Anshe Emana. After the Churban Beis Hamikdash, we lost our men of faith, Anshe Emana. Omer Rabbi Yitzchak, who are these people? Elu Bnei Adam Shehein Ma'aminin B'Kadosh Baruch Hu was speaking about people who have the utmost connection in terms of faith, full amunah, full trust, full belief in Hashem being the provider, Rashi says, to the extent that they are willing to spend their money for good things, for tzedakah, for Shabbos and Yom Tov expenses, for Hidur Mitzvah, knowing that Hashem provides for all our needs. Anshe Amana. The Sanya, Rabbi Lezer Gadol Eimer. What denotes the highest level of Amunah? And what is considered deficient in Amunah? Kol Mishiyesh Le Pas B'Saleh. If one has what he needs for today, his bread basket is full. V'Omer, but he's still concerned and anxious about tomorrow. V'Omer Ma Oichal L'Machar. He's lacking a bit in his Amunah in Hashem. Einoi Ela Miktane Amunah. He's lacking in Amunah. Vainu Adam Rabbi Lezer, as Rabbi Lezer tells us. Ma'idach Siv. What does the pasuk mean? Ki mi baz liyem katnus. What does that mean? Mi garam letzadikim sheyis baz beis shulchanan le'asad lavi. What causes that even tzadikim can lose their schar in the Olam Haba? Katnus shroya bahen. Katnus, smallness. Shlo yaminu b'Kadosh Baruch Hu. They were lacking in their absolute reliance on Hashem, and that costs us. Rava Amar Eluk Tani Bnei Rishi Yisrael. This pasuk that we just mentioned is referring to children, young children of Rishaim who passed away during their parents' lifetime and brought them this calamity and tragedy, causes them much tsar and hardship. But it cleanses them, it saves them from Gehenna. Shemabaz Bizin Din Aviyim. They tear up the negative decree against their parents, Lasad Lavi for Olam Haba, because these youngsters who passed away young and brought their parents much agony when they passed away, they turned to Hashem. If you plan on exacting retribution and plan on punishing our parents in the world to come, why? Hikesashinem is like a lashon of makheshina we have in the Haggadah, souring one's teeth. It's a lashon of pain and misfortune. Why did you put them through that tragedy by taking us away during their lifetime, if in any case they're going to be punished? So this does the trick. Hashem cancels their oynesh asad lavi because they already experienced this tsar during their lifetime. And that's what the pasuk means. Kimi baz liyayim katnos. The youngsters who pass away, they are buzzed, they tear up their parents' gzardin liyayim pertaining to the world to come. Amar B'Lo Bar Rechya L'Malei. If not for Tfilah Shel David HaMelech's Tfilah, that Hashem showers us with success, material success in this world. Hayikol Yisrael Marcher Vav. All of Yisrael will be schmaltz sellers of fatty, gooey materials for a living, which isn't necessarily the most respectable profession. But David HaMelech asked that it should not be so. Hashem should give us prominence, honor, and respect in the eyes of the Goyim as well. Shnemar Shisa Hashem Moira Lahem. Hashem provide Moira to the paupers of Klal Yisrael. Moira means prominence. Give them power, give them oisher and wealth, so that the Goyim should not consider themselves as leaders of the world and running the show. So actually, poverty is good for Klal Yisrael. The Gemara in Beitzah says, "Ya'a aniyusale Yisrael." Klal Yisrael, they don't know what to do with money. It's not a Jewish zach. But Hashem, on account of David HaMelech's tefillah, switched that a bit and provided Klal Yisrael with bracha, with oisher as well. V'amar B'Lo Bar Rechya. If not for Chavakuk's tefillah, if not for his tefillah, that it should be not so. the Talmidei Chacham would live in such poverty that 2 Chachamim would have to cover themselves with one garment. V'oiskim b'Torah to learn Torah. Shnemar, Hashem shemati shemacha yeresi, Hashem pa'olcha bekerev shanim chayo. That was a tefillah of Chavakuk. So Hashem pa'olcha, regarding your pu'ula, you're doing your Torah. Al tikri bekerev shanim, instead of shanim, bekerev shnayim. Regarding 2 Talmidei Chachamim in close proximity under one garment while they're learning Torah. No, Hashem changed that. Give them more bracha than that. V'amar Rabbi Yehuda bar Yevrechya she'ei Talmidei Chachamim hamalcha b'derech. You have 2 Chachamim walking alongside each other, walking along the road. Ve'ein beinein divrei Torah, without discussing words of Torah. Ru'uin l'sarif ba'esh. They are deserving of being consumed by fire. How do we know this? We have the pasuk with Elisha and Eliyahu Hanavi walking together, and there was a fiery chariot that suddenly arrived between them to take away Eliyahu Hanavi. Shenamar v'hi heima hoichem hoilech v'daber v'hinei rechav eish, that came right between them to indicate Tamadi Kadibur. They were spared because they were speaking Torah. Halak Kadibur ru'in l'sarif, but otherwise there's no Torah. They are deserving of Sreifa. V'amar Rabbi Yehuda bar Yevrechya shnei Talmidei Chachamim Hadorim bir achas. You have 2 Chachamim living in the same city. Ve'ein neichen zel hazeh b'halacha. They don't get along with each other in matters of halacha, and therefore there's no proper clarity or leadership in this town, and people just do as they wish. Some transgress willingly, b'mezid, and some b'shoigeg. Because of lack of direction, the Talmidei Chachamim will suffer as a result. Midah keneged midah, echad meis, one will die, v'echad goyel, the other one will go into exile. And Rashi explains, one Chacham will inevitably kill the other one inadvertently, b'shegeg, by accident. So one Chacham died, and that would be an einish on account of the members of the town who are doing things b'mezid, on account of their lack of cooperation. And the one who killed him, the Chacham who did it b'shegeg, will go legolus, which is basically a midah keneged midah for those residents who did averis b'shegeg on account of their lack of leadership. Shenemar, as the pasuk says, Lo neshama reitzeach asher yirtzach es re'eu bivli das. So a murderer goes to Gullus because he killed bivli das, and we learn bein das ala Torah. Lack of das means lack of Torah, lack of Torah knowledge and Torah cooperation and Torah leadership. Shenamar nidmu ami mibli das. And over there, bli das is a reference to lack of Torah scholarship and lack of Torah knowledge. Conversely, if a Talmid Chacham immerses in Torah and is committed to Torah even through thick and thin, through poverty and chak, tefillah and ishma, so he has a special power, and his tefillah will be accepted by Hashem. Shenemar kiyam b'tzion yosha b'Yerushalayim b'chal yisivke chanoin yochnecha l'kol zakecha k'sham osoi anach. So the pasuk is speaking about somebody who's b'tzion. It's going to learning Torah. He's highlighting he's exceptional in his Torah, he's mitzuyin in Torah, and he's learning. Mitaychat chak, as we're going to see in the next pasuk, uksiv basrei v'nosan Hashem lachem lechem tzara mayim lachas. A very little supply of bread and water. Still, the immerse in Torah. Hashem will listen. Chanoin yochnecha l'kol zakecha k'sham asay anach. Hashem listens and responds. A person who conducts himself in this manner, learns Torah with sacrifice, Hashem opens up the well springs of Ziv HaShechina and the secrets of Torah. Shenemar, you'll see Hashem, you'll be revealed to Hashem's secrets. This fellow was Zoicha, that the curtain, so to speak, that separates Hashem from the rest of the Shemayim will be open for him. Everything that's revealed to him, Shanamar v'lei kanef, kanef is a lashon of knaf, a beged, oid v'recha, Hashem will no longer be concealed from him. Rabban Shimon Gamliel Omer, Mishum Rabbi Shua, Mishum Shechar Beis HaMikdash, Ein Yom, there's no day that passes without a klala Omer Rabba. B'chol Yom v'Yom meruba, kelolasesh meshachaveroi. Every day's difficulties surpass the previous days. Shanama ba'boker toima miten erev. In the morning you'll ask for night. Ube'erev toima miten boker. During evening you'll wish for a morning. Asks the Gemara, which morning, the past or the future? Hi boker. Ilay ma'boker l'machar. Tomorrow's morning you'll be wishing for tomorrow. Why? Who says tomorrow will be better? How do you know tomorrow will be better? Ella d'cholaf. Rather, we're speaking about yesterday or this morning. Meaning, at the end of the day, you'll say, "Oh, today was terrible. I wish I can go back to the morning, even though it was bad. Not as bad as now." Asks the Gemara, if there's misfortune and klala on top of misfortune and klala, how does the world survive? Ve'elo alma amayka mekayim. What's keeping the world going? Akdusha de sidra vayeish me rabba dagadata, says Rashi. At the end of davening, we say Uvalatziya in Goyal, and this was established so that the tzibur will say psukim of Torah and have psukim of kedusha, expressing recognition of Hashem's kedusha. So it has both elements. It has an element of Torah and has an element of avodah. That's kedusha de sidra, and also yesh me rabba dagadata, the kaddish and the subsequent yesh me rabba, which expresses the kedushas Hashem and the desire for Hashem's kedusha to spread throughout the world. And that is said at the conclusion of Haggadah when they have the drush in the Beis HaMedrash. So you have the combination of Torah and Tefillah. So on account of those zechusim, the world keeps on going. Shenamar eretz afsa k'moy eifel. The world is in darkness. Tzamav v'loi sedarim. If not for the sedarim, the sidra, the kedusha, and the yesh me rabba, the Torah and the Tefillah, the world will not survive. Hayesh sedarim. On account of these sedarim, yes, tafiyah ma'eifel, the world comes out of its darkness. So this is like a glimmer of light in the world of darkness. After the Churban, the whole world, even the physical world, just suffered a big downgrade. Tahara, the lack of purity in our lifestyle, Batla tam bareach, diminishes the flavor and reach of the fruit. Maser, neglecting the chiyuvim of Meiser, Bitel, Shuman Dagan, takes away the Shuman, the sustaining qualities of our produce and our grain. Rafuna ashkach tumrasa dechinunisa. Rafuna was once walking along and he discovers this special variety of a date called tumrasa dechinunisa, which had a special scent, high quality date which was uncommon at that point. Shakla, he took it karcha, bisidra, and he wrapped it in his cloth. Asa Rabba Bray, his son, Ravuna's son, whose name was Rabba, shows up and he says, 1 second, I smell something unique. Amalei marchina recha dechinunisa. Why am I smelling the reich of that special date? Amar Lei, so his father of Huna was impressed. B'ni, my son, tahara yishbecha. Apparently, you're living a life of purity, and therefore you're privy to this type of, you're sensitive to this type of smell. Yehovani Alei says, okay, perfect, gift for you, here, take it. Adahachi, as this was going on, Asa Abba Bray, so Rav Huna was the grandfather, his son was Rabba. Rabba's own son, whose name was Abba, shows up. Shakla. So Rabba, who got the date from his father Rav Huna, the grandfather, took it and gave it to his own son as an expression of affection. Yehavani alei, Amar lei. So the Zayda Rav Huna tells Rabba, his son, B'nai, my son, simachta sleep. On one hand, you gladden my heart. I'm proud of you. But at the same time, v'ikisa as shina, you soured my teeth. Basically, you caused me discomfort. You took the gift that I gave to you and you bequeathed it to your own son. As people say, Rachmi, the love, the Abba of a father, Abnei on his son. Rachmi debnei, but the love of his son, Ad Abnei Davolei, gets transferred to his own sons. Basically, the grandfather has his son, but his son shows more affection to his own children, and they take priority over his father. Rav Achbar Yaakov raised, took very good care of, but Rav Yaakov, who was Bar Achsei, the son of his sister, basically took care of his Bar Barte, the son of his daughter. So the Zayda took very much care of his grandson, Ki Gadol. But when the grandson got older and he was learning Torah, Amarlei. So the grandfather asked him, Ashkai and Maya, can you serve me a glass of water? Amarlei, he says, no, I'm busy learning Lav, I can't do that. Lav Brecha, no, I'm not your son. I'm not really obligated in Kibbutz of Aim. I have no right to Mevatel Torah, as some Mefarshim explain. This is exactly what people mean when they say, Rabbi, raise me, Rabbi, raise me. But I'm just your grandson, and I don't really have kibbutz of aim towards you. Actually, Rashi says, I don't have to honor you like a son would honor a father. Some Mefarshim are medayik from Rashi. It's actually machlekes in Shulchan Aruch, whether a grandson is mechuyev in kibbutz of aim. But in Rashi, it's mashma that he has some form of obligation to honor him, but not on the same level as a son. A son's primary allegiance is to his own father and not to the grandfather. But pulmus shel aspasianus. Rashi says pulmus means chayil, when the non-Jewish troops would attack. So the first time they were led by Aspasianus, way before the Churban. So the first trouble was brought about by this fellow. Gazru ala Torres Chasanim. On account of that a tragic event, the Chachamim will geyser to tone down, to downgrade expressions of joy. The Chasanim at their wedding would no longer wear their crowns, and they canceled this Eros instrument. It was no longer going to be used. With Pulmashal Titus, furthermore, we have Titus, which was the next level, and during that battle, Gozrul al Torres Kales, they banned the Kales. They disallowed them from wearing their sort of canopy, their sort of crown. Furthermore, a person should never teach his son Greek culture. At the last and final siege and war, this was during the Churban Abayis, which was also carried out by Titus. Chachamim decreed a full, total downgrade in terms of expressions of celebration. A kala should not even be taken around the city with an aperion, with some sort of elaborate canopy on the way to a wedding. Rabbi Yehuda Kessler, however, the Mishnah says that the later Chachamim reversed that. They did allow shetetze akala b'apirium b'techir, and the Gemara explains because actually it enhances modesty and tznius by having it covered with this apirion. What else took place? What else happened when Klal Yisrael went lower and lower in their madregi geridas hadoros? Mishemes Rabbi Meir. What else did we lose? When Rabbi Meir passed away, Batlu Moishlim Mishalom. Rabbi Meir was had such a deep insight in the concepts of Torah that he could portray and illustrate in all types of ways, using all types of metaphors and analogies, and we lost that ability. Mishemes ben Azai, when Ben Azai died, Batla Shakdonim. Shakton is a masmid, totally diligent, totally immersed in Torah, which Ben Azai personified. We lost that. Mishmeis ben Zayma, Batla Darshanim, he had the ability to be Dorish, all the psukim, we lost that. Mishmeis Rabbi Akiva, who can point to every letter in the Torah and tell us the deeper meaning. Batal Kavod Torah, he lost the honor of Torah, which was exemplified by his presentations. Mishemes Rabbi ben Doisa, Batal Anshe Maisa, we lost those people who can rely on their deeds, those who can make nisim and miracles, such as Rabbi ben Doisa, who got the vinegar to burn. Remember that story? Mishemes Rabbi Yisrael, when Rabbi Yisrael passed away, Rabbi Yisrael Kantanta, but Basku Chasidim, we lost Chasidim. Why was he given this name? He was the smallest, the last of the Chasidim. We lost the aura of wisdom. Rashi says, Lo Yadana, not sure why this is related to Rabbi Yechon ben Zakkai. And other Mefarshim point to a Gemara in Sukkah where Rabbi Yechon ben Zakkai was well versed not only in Torah knowledge, but in world affairs as well, and Chachma, secular Chachma, and this endowed his Torah with a zib, with a special aura and beauty. When he passed away, the honor of Torah was lost because he used to learn Torah standing up, and once he passed away, weakness descended, and Torah was only going to be learned sitting down. Precious, and we lost the highest level of purity and abstinence from Olam Hazeh. Mishemes Rabbi Shmuel and Pabi, who was a Kohen Gadol, a wealthy Kohen Gadol, Batal Zivik, we lost the aura of Kahuna. Mishemes Rebbe, Batal Another Yiras Chet, we lost a shining example of humility and Yiras Chet. Once the Mikdash was destroyed, upright people are now ashamed and embarrassed to live their lifestyle of Bnei Chayrin. And likewise, members of upright families are now relegated to the bottom of society. They cover their heads and their faces, all embarrassed and shamed. And men of Masa, proud men, upright people, have now totally weakened. Who takes over? Who runs the show? Strong men, Bali Lashen, sharp-tongued people, soundbite people. They run the show. Nobody's seeking Klal Yisrael's benefit. Nobody around to really daven for us. Nobody inquiring about them. We only have one to rely on, that's Hashem. Once the Churban happened, everything went downhill. Everybody lost their levels. Shor means it began. Chachamaya means the Chachamim of yesteryear. They went down on level. Today they're like, they became like, Malamde Tinoikis, Rebbeim of children who are very nice, but not on the level of great Talmid Chachamim, So yesterday is Chachamim, today is Rabbeim. V'Sefraya and the Rabbeim of the children Kachaznaya, they went down a level. They're like yesteryear's, shul administrators. V'Chaznaya and the Chazanim, Shamshi Atzibur, Kama Da'ara. They started behaving like Amia Oretz, Amma Da'ara. What about the Amma Oretz? What are they like? Ozla v'Dildala, they're just downhill. Ve'in Shoel v'Mevakesh al Miyesh l'Min Shoyin. Alavinish v'Shamayim, only Hashem. B'ikvis Mashiach, at the end of the Gullus. As we're about to experience Mashiach, what's going to happen? Chutzpah, brazenness, Yaske, will be an increase in brazenness, V'yoker, and everything will be expensive, Yamer, that will be prevalent. There will be so much Yoker in the world. Hagef Antite period, there will be an abundance of wine, but because everybody's addicted, Vayayin B'yoker, the wine prices will skyrocket. Umalchus, and the authority to Hafach will turn into an atheist authority. Ve'in Teichachas, and there's no admonishing, nobody setting things straight. Beis Vad, a place of gathering of Chachamim, which up until now was meant for spiritual, to pursue spiritual pursuits. Yil Nus will turn into a place where they sit and discuss pleasures. Va'Golul Yecharev, the place called Golul in Eretz Yisrael, will be destroyed. Va'Gaval, the other location, Yishon, will become desolate. V'Anshe Gvul, the members of Yisrael living along the boundaries will no longer feel safe. Yusevu Milir, and they'll wander from one town to the other with nobody caring for them. V'chachmois seifrim tisrach, the wisdom of Chachamim will be cast aside and not have any value. V'yirei chetim asu, and those who fear Hashem will again be given little respect. V'emestei nederes, and real truth will be totally lacking and missing. Na'arim, youngsters, pnei zkenim yalbinu, will embarrass the older people. Zakenim, older people, yamdu pnei ktanim, will get up in honor in front of youngsters. Ben menavel av, a son will insult his father. Bas kama b'ima, likewise a daughter to her mother. Kala b'chames, a daughter-in-law to her mother-in-law. Oive insha anshe beis, even one's family members will dislike him. Pnei ador kibnei akel, if you take a look at the face of the people in generation, no shame and embarrassment like a dog. Habein eina misbayish ma'aviv, son has no shame from his father. V'amal yesh lanu lishoin, only one to rely on, which is our dear Father in heaven. Alvinish Hashemayim. So back to the beginning of the Mishnah, we learned that during that Pulmus of Aspasianus, they made a gzera, a chassan will not wear an atorah. Amar Rav, that's only a concern if it's real elaborate atorah. Lishonu elashal malach v'gafar, it's made out of saltstone and sulfur, it's nice and elaborate. Avashal hadash shal ver, the more plainer version made of myrtle and roses, mutter will be okay. Ushmol amar avshal hadash shal ver, also even that version is not acceptable. Shal kanam and shal chelas mutter, however, using reeds and those plants will be okay. That's a very basic version, and that was not included in the ban. For Levi Amar, no, Afshal Kanam Shal Chelas Asur, even that very basic version is Asur, V'chen Tana Levi must say, and likewise Levi presented in his Brisa, Afshal Kanam Shal Chelas is Asur. What else was banned? Eros. Ma'ala Eros, my Eros, what exactly is this? Some sort of bell. Amar Rabbi Tavla Dachat Puma, sort of a tray with a bell. Rabba Rav Huna Avad Le Lebrei Tanbura. So when Rabba married off his son Rav Huna, we had him on Amar Aleph, right? Avad Le Lebrei Tanbura, he made a tambourine for his son, some sort of a drum, to use at the wedding. Asa avua. So Rabba's father, who was Rav Huna, came along Tavra and he broke it. Why using an instrument? Armalei, he says, Michleb betavlat chat puma, it's very close and it resembles that other instrument and therefore don't use it. Zil avad le apuma de chatzpo, or yapuma de kfiz, if you really want an instrument, do it in an improvised way. Run the material over a chatzpo, over some sort of a pitcher or barrel, and use it as a drum, or yapuma de kfiza, or over a container. But Puma shall titus gazra taras kalos, a kala will not wear an atorah. My taras kalos, what exactly is that? Amar Rabbi Yechanan, Ir shal zav, it's some sort of crown which contains its gold engraving of Yerushalayim. Tani nam Yachai, we learned the same in a brayso. Ezeu ataras kalos, Ir shal zav. So that elaborate version is asra. Aval oisa kippah shal melas, but you can use some sort of cap made of clean white wool, that's okay. Tana, we learned in a brayso. Af al chupas chasonim gazra, they also banned a chuppah, a canopy done in honor of the chasan. My chupas chasonim, what type of chuppah version are we speaking about? Zohiris hamuz havais, made of reddish and goldish material. Tanya mihachi, we learned the same in a brayso. Elain chupas chasonim, what is considered chupas chasonim? Which we learned was banned. Zohiris hamuz havais. Aval says the Gemara, if it's a scaled down version, a basic version, it's okay. Aval oisa papyrus, you can make some sort of wooden frame, but toilabo kol mashiyirtz, and hang all types of materials from it. What else was banned? V'shalei lamed es b'nei Yevonis. Don't teach your child Greek mythology. Tana Rabbanan Tzara Malchi Beis Chashmonai Ze al Ze. So we had two descendants of the Chashmonai family. One's name was Hyrcanus, the other one was Aristoblus. They were actually brothers, and they were struggling, battling over the Melucha. They each wanted to be a king, and Hyrcanus was laying siege on Yerushalayim, and he joined up with some Gentiles who were now attacking Yerushalayim. When the two kings of the Malchus Beis Chashmonai were battling each other and sieging each other, so Hyrcanus was on the outside, and he was on the inside. So what did they do every day to procure karbonis? So the ones inside would send out baskets with a basket full of coins, to meet them, and in exchange, the ones outside would do them a favor and exchange the coins, put it in, 2 animals for the carbon tamid, back up through the wall. There was an older man there on the inside of Yerushalayim, who was apparently siding with the fellow outside. Now he was proficient in this Greek, way of expression and their codes. So he wanted to send a message to the ones outside. He sent them this code through Yevonis as follows. He tells them, if you want to overpower the ones here in Yerushalayim, I'll give you a trick, I'll give you a hint, I'll give you a tip. As long as they're doing the avoid in the Beis HaMikdash, guess what? They're fully protected. Nothing doing, they're not going to lose. So you must stop sending in the karbanis. So the next day, so unbeknownst to the ones inside, they sent out the basket of coins as usual. And what they get in return? The ones outside were brazen enough to send a chazir on the way back. Once the chazir reached halfway up the wall, he stuck his nail to the wall, and the whole country shook because of this terrible, terrible chilul Hashem, this bezayin, this dazer, Yisrael quivered. Arba me'ez parsa, the entire area of Eretz Yisrael, 400 parsa. At that point, the Chacham was so disgusted with this type of behavior, they said like this: cursed is one who raises swine. Likewise, for a person who teaches his son this type of wisdom, this type of chachma, this type of culture. In fact, on account of that year, Shanina we had in the Mishnah in Menachos, because the ones laying siege on Yerushalayim burnt the whole area. They destroyed all the fields and all the grain, so that the ones in Yerushalayim should not have access to food. And when time came to get the omer material for the carbon, they had to go looking far away till they found something. Shanina, we learned in the Mishnah Masa. In fact, it happened once in history. Typically, the omer would be brought from local grain near Yerushalayim to keep it fresh, but because it was destroyed, it was unavailable. Masu ba omer, the omer material for the Beis HaMikdash came from a faraway area. Megaga Yisrifim. The Shtei Alechem material came in Bikas Ein Soicher. So, bottom line, Chachmas Yevonis is not to be learned and taught. Eini, is that true? V'amar Rabbi HaKadosh tells us. I have a question. In Eretz Yisrael, why are they speaking this strange language? Lashon Sursi Lama. Lashon Sursi was sort of a cross between Lashon Kodesh and like Aramaic. So why are they using this language? Either or. Ella I Lashon HaKodesh. Either speak straight Lashon HaKodesh, I Lashon Yevonis, or go to Lashon Yevonis. Why speak some sort of, improvised language? Rav Yosef had the same complaint in Bavel. The Bavel, why are they speaking Lashon Aramaic, which is sort of a perversion of Lashon Kodesh? Lama. Ella I Lashon HaKodesh, Lashon Parsi. Either speak Lashon HaKodesh or Persians. Bottom line, Rebbe advocates speaking Yevonis, and we just said it was banned. Answers the Gemara, big difference. The language or the culture. Lashon Yevonis l'chud, v'chachmas Yevonis l'chud. Merely speaking the language, that's not a problem. They banned chachmas Yevonis, which relates to their culture and their, intellectual world. Says the Gemara, v'chachmas Yevonis mi'asira. Is Greek mythology really asur? What does the pasuk in Eicha mean when it says I'm so sad mikol b'nais iri on account of all the b'nais iri? There were 1,000 boys. Hayu b'beis Abba, grew up in my father's household. This was the house of the Nasi, Rabbi Gamliel the Nasi. And out of the 1,000, we have like this: Chamish Meis Lamdu Torah. 500 of them were immersed in Torah. V'Chamish Meis Lamdu Chachmas Yivanis. The other 500 learned the Chachma of Yivani. V'Linishtai Men Elani Kan Uben Achi Abba Ba'asi. The only remnants of that whole household are just two: myself, Ani Khan, myself over here, Uben Achi Abba, the son of my father's brother, my cousin Ba'asya in Asya. Bottom line, 500 were involved in Chachmas Yivanis. Not Lashon Yivani, Chachmas Yivanis. They were educated in the Greek Chachma. Says the Gemara, there was an exception, there was a special heter, because Shani, Shel Beis Rabbi Gamliel, the ones who grew up in Rabbi Gamliel's household are different. The Kohen and the Malchus Havu, they were close to the authorities, and they had to be well versed and proficient in this type of culture, so that they could gain the authorities' respect and interact with them. The Sani, we have a similar brisa. Misaper kumi. If one presents himself in this type of hairstyle, he shaves the front of his hair, leaves the back long, which they used to do for avodah zarah. Harezim midarki amori. This is the ways of the amori, not to be done. However, Avtumas ben Reuven, that was his name. He tiruloi l'saper kumi. They allowed him to adopt this hairstyle, shukar v'malchus, because of his closeness to the authorities. Shel Beis Rabbi Gamliel. Likewise, in Rabbi Gamliel's household, he tirulem chachmas yivanis. They had a special heter for chachmas yivanis for the same reason. With peisha kroiv and the malchus. The Pulmus Achron, the last Pulmus, which brought about the Churban Beis Hamikdash, Gozru Shloi Teitza Kala Ba'Piryan. But eventually the Chachamim reversed that and they allowed it. My time and why they allowed Mishum Tznius, because it actually enhances the Tznius. Mishemesh Rabbi Yochanan Batla Chacham Tanrabanan. So we had a whole long list in the Mishnah. What happened when each of these Chachamim died? What special quality did we lose? Tanur Rabbanan, we have a brisa which elaborates further. Mishemesh Rabbi Eliezer, who was fully proficient in the entire Torah, Nigna Sefer Torah, it's as though the Sefer Torah was buried. Mishemesh Rabbi Yeshua, Batla Eitzah Machshava, when Yeshua passed away, he had the ability to provide Eitzah, advice and insight. He was a deep thinker. We lost that. Batla Eitzah Machshava. Mishemesh Rabbi Akiva, Batlu Israeli Torah, we lost the arm of Torah. Gamliel had the imek hasvara, the depth of analysis. We lost that. Nestatmo mayanas hachachma, we lost the well springs of Torah wisdom. Mishabeis Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, Batlu atrois chachma. We lost the Atara of Chachma, the crown of Chachma, because Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah was a big Talmud Chacham and also very wealthy, which adorns Chachma and gives them that respect. Shateras Chachamim, the Atorah of a Chacham is ashram their wealth. Mishamei, Shabbachinim ben Doisa, we had this in the Mishnah. Batlu Anshe Maisa, we lost people who can rely on their ability to execute masim, even miraculous ones. Mishamei, Abba Yosef ben Katnusa, Batlu Chasidim, we lost the Chasidim. Mulamik Nishmoy, Abba Yosef ben Katnusa, Shahaya, he was the Mikatne Chasidim, of the smallest of the Chasidim. Mishamei ben Azai, Batla Shakdanim, we lost the diligent learners. Mishabeis ben Zayim, Batla Darshanim, Mishabeis Ramulil, Allah Goivai. Suddenly there was an increase in grasshoppers, Varabot Sorois, and an increase in misfortunes all around. Mishabeis Rebbe, Huchbulut Sorois, there was a doubling of misfortune and Sorois. Mishabeis Rebbe, the Mishnah says, Batla Anav Yiraschet, we lost humility. Amali Rav Yosef Latanas, Rav Yosef told the Chacham who was presenting the Mishnah to him, like this, Anava, don't mention that we lost the Anava when Rebbe passed away. Dika Anava, because I'm also a living example of utmost humility, and the Farshim explained that a real humble person, a real Anav, knows that he's an Anav. Moshe Rabbeinu, of course he knew the Pasuk says that he was the biggest Anav, the most modest person. Big deal. It's only natural. This is what I'm meant to do. Hashem gave me talents and abilities, I'm just carrying it out. And I know I'm an Anav. And that too. He's aware of. It's not a contradiction to his anava to know that in fact he's an anav. Amalei Rav Nachman Latana, like as Rav Nachman tells the Tana Letitni Yiraschei, don't mention that we lost Yiraschei Dikana, because I'm also a living example of Yiraschei. And the point was simply to tell their Talmidim, look, don't give up hope. You still have a living example of these ideals, anava and Yiraschei. We should be zeichet to the rebuilding of the Beis Hamikdash and restoration of all these true milas on the highest level. So what did we learn today? We learned about the tefillah of David HaMelech to endow Klal Yisrael with wealth. We have Chavakuk asking a similar thing about Talmidei Chachamim. We learned about Talmidei Chachamim who must get along with each other to lead their city properly. One who is Oisik B'Torah B'Techat Chak has special power in his tefillah. We learned about a person who has Madregas Haftahara. He could discern the reach of the special fruits. We learned about the progressive enactment of various gzeres and takonis to minimize our expression of joy in commemoration of various churbanos that we went through, which ultimately concluded with the Churban Habayis. And then we have a whole list of Chachamim, and as they passed away, we lost these qualities which were unique to these Chachamim. We should be zeicha to Rabbinim Esamidash b'meher v'yameinu, and restoration of full simcha v'tuv leva. Maybe we all be zeicha to learn many more mesechtas together. Hadran lach egla rufa, stikla mesechtas SOTAH. We should learn simcha, mitay chayachava, gesundheit, heit, and always have b'suras tovas. It's a pleasure learning together. Advias ge'el tzedek b'meher v'yameinu. Amen.
No, sis besoy sato yiro, ki hilo nu ois de yiro. Oh, is de no, gil no, sis besoy sato yiro, ki hilo nu ois de yiro. I know gil no, sis besoy sato yiro, ki hilo nu ois de yiro. Oh, is de no, gil no, sis besoy sato yiro, ki hilo nu ois de yiro. No gilden na was is besoy sato yiro, kilo nu was the yiro. No gilden na was